Happy day, viewers, and today we're going to talk about the hot topic of censorship. Now, it is a very hot topic at the moment because of David Cameron here in the UK has decided he's going to try and put a block on all adult content on the internet. Now, this has thrown up some very mixed opinions. Most of them, I think, say, what an idiot. And I'd agree with them because of censorship just is pretty pointless to an extent. I mean, the fact is, we are humans. We're mammals. We're animals. We are violent and we copulate. And back in caveman kind of times, we'd just go out and we'd do what we need to survive, basically. But luckily, we've evolved. We've built a society. And this is what we live in today. We are in a hopefully safe and secure environment. I mean, there's always going to be a few people with their screws loose, basically. But that's just life. There's always going to be evil, and there's always going to be good. You can't block that with censorship. And the more you try to block something, the more it becomes like a forbidden fruit, basically. The more you say you can't do something, the more you probably want to actually do it in the end. I'm not saying go pump your kids full of violent movies and stuff. I watched a lot of them growing up. I mean, I've not turned out too bad, and the fact is, I think it kind of prepares you for life, almost. The fact is, we live in a very strange world. There is a lot of bad in it, and if you don't prepare people growing up to some extent, like I think naturally we are supposed to, then they just aren't used to it. They don't know how to cope. Now, the government needs to stop trying to shift the blame on the content. I mean, take video games, for example. All the time people are campaigning, trying to get rid of the latest video games. But 5,000 years ago, when we were still having wars and battles, then those people didn't have video games. They were still violent. But yeah, you can't try and shift the blame on the content. It's a lack of education. It's a lack, probably in some cases, of parental responsibility. And like I said, sometimes you're just going to have a people with their screws just gone. That doesn't mean we should give up on them, but we should just admit that these things are going to happen, and it's not to do with video, it's not to do with games, and it's not to do with the music that we listen to either. For most people, it's an escape, and most people should realise that all these things are fantasy, that they aren't reality, and they should leave it at that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little rant, and if you did, then please subscribe, and I shall see you next week. Ciao.